Hello, this is Jules. This is an intermediate level video, so if there are terms or concepts I mentioned that are unfamiliar to you, you might want to check out the Start Here playlist and/or the glossary playlist, both of which I'll link below in the description. I'll also include a few specific links for concepts that are particularly relevant. You can influence your movement along the spiral with the kinds of input you're giving yourself, what you're focusing your thoughts on, what you're spending your time doing, the people you spend time with, and the media you consume: books, articles, music, movies, TV shows, video games, YouTube videos, etc. The trick is to figure out which kind of movement is the best for your development right now. Moving forward to the next stage, staying within your current stage, diving deeper into it, expanding your exploration of it, or looking backward to catch up areas of your development that are lagging behind. Imagine that life is a quest. Ultimately, you are Source, omniscient and omnipotent. You've forgotten all your superpowers, but you left clues and lessons for yourself so you can take the journey to remember. Each stage on the spiral has its collection of superpowers, and you need to remember all the superpowers along the entire spiral in order to realize your true nature. Every problem you experience in life is a clue. It's like a master lesson to teach you a superpower you've forgotten, or like a monster guarding a treasure. If you run away from the monsters, you don't get the treasures, and the same monsters keep showing up over and over again. When you face the monsters and defeat them, in other words, solve your problems, you gain the treasures, the superpowers that are your birthright. You pass that level, and then you level up to the next stage, where you face new monsters. Okay, but how do you solve these problems in the right way? There are lots of ways of solving problems, and it's not always easy to tell which is the best solution for where you're at. One way to approach this is through an understanding of the stages of consciousness progression, for example, spiral dynamics. First, figure out which stage of development this problem is at. Consider your knee-jerk response toward this specific problem. Which stage of consciousness does this attitude sound like? Remember that this problem might be behind or ahead of your current center of gravity. We're focusing on a particular developmental line here. The locating yourself on the spiral video might be helpful here. Link in the description. The next step would be to figure out which substage you're at on this developmental line. How do you feel about your knee-jerk response? Do you feel pride, guilty pleasure, or pleasant surprise? Then do it very thoroughly. Don't hold back. Chances are you are early in this stage of consciousness in this area of your life. So indulging in that stage of consciousness in this area of your life is probably exactly what's going to help move you forward. And the more thoroughly you indulge, the faster you'll grow. Seek out people and content from this stage of consciousness, especially regarding this area of your life, and inundate yourself with this stage. Do you feel like this is the right type of response, but you're lacking wider information or skills? Then chances are you are in the middle of that stage of consciousness in this area of your life, and you need to explore that stage of consciousness more with respect to this area of your life. So expand your knowledge and or skill base and deal with the problem that way. This is called horizontal change. Seek out experts and expert content from this stage of consciousness, especially regarding this area of life, and learn widely and thoroughly. Or do you have a not this again feeling about your response, knowing that this response isn't actually going to help you? Then you are probably ready to exit this stage of consciousness in this area of your life, and you need to start experimenting with the next stage of consciousness in this area of your life. So consider what kind of response might characterize the next stage of consciousness and try that. This is called vertical change. Seek out people and content from the next stage of consciousness, especially regarding this area of life, and inundate yourself with this next stage. Then, pay close attention to your results. Did they help you? Regardless of the answer, repeat this cycle the next time a problem comes up in this area of your life and see if your answers have changed any. If they haven't, that's nothing to worry about. It just means you're still moving through that substage in this area of your life. Now, if you find that you've already been doing your lessons as they present themselves, and you want even more of a boost to your consciousness progression, stay tuned. I'll shortly be making a part 2 video for this topic that covers a few very powerful, more advanced techniques.